This is the story of how a young boy from a struggling household became one of the greatest athletes to ever live. So this boy, who we'll call Bean, grew up in Philadelphia in the 1990s before moving to Italy. His passion had always been basketball. Day in, day out, he'd train on the court with his dad, with the team, with an absolute obsession to become better. After a few years in Italy, he moved back to Philadelphia, and he found out that all of the kids were better than him. Whenever he'd show up to a summer camp, all of them would be better than him. So he took it upon himself to go through an unrelenting training schedule, and he would follow that day in, day out, consistently showing up to the basketball court at 5 a.m. before school when nobody would even dare to wake up at that time. Simply by showing up every day, consistently putting in practice, he had grown to such an extent that he would be able to play college ball and go on to make it to the NBA. This player, still while in the NBA, would show the true power of hard work. He would come to dominate and crush his competition through an unrelenting spirit of dedication, commitment, and hard work. Most importantly, he was consistent. There was not a single day on which Bean was not on the basketball court. Basketball legends even claim that he was a harder worker than Michael Jordan. This man was Kobe Bryant. So the lesson of this story here is that consistency is the key to success. You cannot expect to show up whenever you feel like it and become successful. You can't expect to go to the gym for a month and be absolutely shredded. You can't expect to make one YouTube video and pop off. That is not how things work. Consistency is needed for success to actually be scoped. You see, so many people quit not because they're not doing the right things, not because they're not motivated enough, simply because they cannot keep going, simply because they get bored. Like, I read in a book that people simply cannot stick to the grind. They simply cannot stay consistent, right? They're motivated, they're ambitious, but they get bored of the hard work. They get bored of the consistency needed to create a successful life. You see, when I wanted to become a really good soccer player, I took it upon myself to show up every single day and ruthlessly improve myself. I would show up before practice. I was inspired by Kobe Bryant and his lessons of showing up at 5 a.m. before school even started, practicing in the gymnasium at dark. During lockdown, I didn't waste my days. I was 12 during the lockdown run. I was young, but I would show up to my Zoom classes at 10 sweaty because I had woken up, I had gone out, I had ran sprints on the hill, then I had come back, trained in the garage, and then done a workout all before school, all before kids who in middle school, right, didn't even wake up at 10, and I had been grinding for 2 hours, and then as soon as school was done, I would train for as long as I possibly could until I wanted to go see my friends at the park. I was relentless and I was consistent, and that's how I became a much better soccer player, simply because I was consistent with my practice. And now I am applying the same skill of consistency, because consistency is a skill. It's something that is practiced. It's something that is crafted through literally just showing up. Like, you build the skill of consistency by being consistent. And now I've transferred over the skill of consistency from soccer to this YouTube channel. It's been like 5 months, 6 months since I have started this, and I have consistently uploaded every single week. I have consistently tried to make one short at least every single day. And I know for a fact that I will not, right? Like, when I started this YouTube channel, I did not expect to reach 1 million subscribers in 6 months. Not even in like, not 1,000 subscribers in 6 months. I just knew, and I still know to this day, that if I show up like this every single day, I make 2 to 3 long form videos every single day, every single week, shorts every single day, and I do that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years if needs be, all that consistently will have built up. The compound effect will reward me and I will become successful simply because I've been consistent. And with consistency comes mastery, because when you do something over and over and over and over again, it's literally how you build mastery. So consistency is the literal key to success, because to become successful, you need to become respected among, like, you need to show that you are useful, and usefulness and mastery is only built through showing up every single day. And that's why it's so important to craft the skill of consistency every day. Show up every single day when you don't want to. Remind yourself. Kobe showed up at 5 a.m. at his school with no lights on. That means that you can go do a push-up. You can go record a YouTube video. If Kobe did it, you can too. You need to build this mindset, this belief that with consistency, you will succeed. Like, if you just show up every single day, just imagine meditating for 10 minutes every single day over 10 years. Like simply from doing that, you've increased your health, you've increased your relationships, you've improved your mental health like tenfold, simply from showing up for 10 minutes every single day. Now imagine if you meditated for an hour every day, you read for an hour every day, you listened to podcasts for an hour every day, you stretched, you worked out, you went on runs, you took care of your health, you got sunlight, and you made sure you were doing gratitude journaling. Like, imagine just the insane amount of progress that comes from stacking habits up, from stacking good actions over time, being consistent with those actions. Just imagine the insane life that you can build simply from being consistent over a long period of time. Some people are willing to be consistent for a day. They're willing to be consistent for a month. If you are willing to be consistent for a decade, you will win, because the ability to stay consistent for a decade is one that is very rare. Which is why it's so important that you cultivate it. If you are able to stay consistent for 10 years before your thing works, you will absolutely destroy your competition, because you will have crafted the ability to show up every single day even when you don't see any results. The ability to work without seeing any results is literally the thing that will make you invincible, because when your competition tries something new and it doesn't work and they give up, you will just like annihilate them, because you will have tried 100 different YouTube videos. You will have tried 100 different products that didn't work until you came to the one that did, and now you're just on top of the world simply because of consistency. So I said the word compound effect very briefly, but the compound effect will catch up to you one day. And like, consistency just means, even if you feel as though you aren't doing enough, like, you're doing more. You're definitely doing more than you were last year. Compare what you're doing now to what you were doing 5 years ago, and I guarantee you that the person you were 5 years ago is nowhere as close to the person you are now. Simply because, sure, sometimes you don't meditate for a week, sometimes you don't work out for a month, but consistency is really showing up over the long run. That's really what matters. And so the compound effect is simply just the fact, like the effect that all of your consistent effort, all of the hard work that you put in will not be rewarded to you in 1 year, not in 2 years. In 10 years, you will see the fruits of your labor from the compound effect. I'm pretty sure I have a video explaining it, so you can check it out if you like. So if there are there things we can do to make sure we stay consistent? Are there habits to build consistency? Well, I think just the best thing you can do is create a habit tracker, or like something that tracks your actions. And that thing just pretty much, like, if you can just make it your goal to check off the box of working hard today, or like whatever your goal is. Right now my thing is YouTube, so if I were to make a YouTube habit tracker, it'd be like, all right, record the video for today, script the video for next week, edit it, right? Like things like that. Then just having a habit tracker for like your daily routine is literally like, just doing that makes it like 10 times easier to stay consistent, because you literally just have to follow like this habit tracker that you've put up on your wall, that you have on your phone, that just tells you what to do. And all you have to do, even if you have it as your goal to meditate for an hour, all you have to do is show up, do one single breath of meditation for it to count as your meditation, read one page for it to count as your reading, do one push-up for it to count as your work. All that matters is that you create a habit tracker, and that you check off the box every single day. No matter how tiny the amount of progress you might have made is, like, it's showing up that counts. Because I've been able to keep the identity of someone who goes to the gym, even though I haven't been to the gym since this New Year's, because I canceled my gym membership because I simply do not have the time to go to the gym. And yet I've maintained the identity of someone who goes to the gym because I've been consistently every single day just doing push-ups, doing pull-ups, right? I'm still working out at home, so yes, I still keep the identity of someone who works out, who goes to the gym, who's healthy. And even when, like, I haven't hit a full workout, I do 5 push-ups, I do 1 pull-up, and I check that off as someone who's as my workout for the day. That way I can look back and I can be like, oh damn, I've worked out for 30 past days. That shows me, that tells me that I have been consistent and that I am who I say I am. That's truly what consistency is all about. Like, you create results, you show yourself that you are who you say you are, and you just make progress through consistency. Like, that's it. So simple. Make a habit tracker, show up every single fucking day. And showing up every single day, like, ensures you don't get in a rut, because when you get in a rut, it's usually because, like, you've put too much onto yourself and you expect too much out of yourself. You're like, right, I have to meditate for an hour every single day. But if you told yourself that, yeah, my goal is to meditate for an hour every single day. But if I don't, like, if one day I just don't meditate at all, simply taking one single breath, simply doing 1 minute of meditation will be enough for me to check off my meditation. Alright, I hope this helped you, and I cannot wait to see the progress that you make. Cheers, bro.